I really want to talk through showing clients you care. How do you do that? Every advisor I ever talk to these days really does care for their clients. And my next question to them is, how do they validate that? Or what sort of client feedback do they receive to really have that meaningful hand on heart? Think, oh, I can prove that my clients love me. I can prove that. So that's what we want to focus on at Feedsy. We're almost like a bit of a care brand in terms of not just an email automation tool. We actually want to really help you validate that to your clients do care for you. So I just want to go through the best way to do that is probably to show you how some of our Feedsy clients or advice businesses are actually using the tools to demonstrate that. I'm just going to drag this in. Hope you can still see, everyone still see that new screen I've just dragged in? Beautiful. So when clients feel that you care, there's obviously loyalty, there's understanding, you do get testimonials and referrals. You know, some of you might be asking for those, some of you might not be, some of you might find it hard to ask for those testimonials and referrals. But all of these, when these line up, do relate in terms of advice opportunities. And I think that's the really important part. Right now, you're probably having a great relationship when you have your annual review and ad hoc discussions on the phone. You get great rapport with your clients. In between these discussions, there's a whole period of time where clients may not hear from you for a period of time, you know, and you perhaps wish you had more time to have, you know, send out birthday messages, have regular news updates, you know, content that you can give your thoughts about, you know, talk about. You might sort of want to, you know, display client feedback and testimonials and things like that. Social media, you might want content for social media, appointment booking. All of these things do take time, and all of these things help you in terms of loyalty, understanding, testimonials, referrals, and providing more advice opportunities. And obviously Gavin's talked a bit about the appointment booking, and also Simon's spoken a bit about you know, data integration and things like that. But in terms of content and getting in touch, keeping in touch with your clients, it all starts with, and I would like to show you an example of an advice practice here in Adelaide, Pilot. Pilot Wealth are an advice business. They've got 2 financial advisors in their business. And you can see this is a news page example, and I hope you can still see their news page now as well. So they've got their nice looking news page here. It's all connected to their website. But if I can click on their website, click on their news and things like that. So it's all fully integrated with their website. And what's really nice about it is the automation in terms of keeping in touch with your clients all forms off the back of the automated distribution of this valuable content. So it could be, and every advisor has a choice of what content they receive. So it could be lifestyle, it could be health, it could be, you know, market updates, it could be TED Talks, it could be health related. And that automates in terms of an email that looks a bit like this. So this is Pilot, and this just happened to be their very first article on that news blog on that particular time. So the nice thing about it is advisors don't have to do anything, but they have an automated marketing calendar with just to show their clients that they care, keep in touch with them with, you know, with knowledgeable articles. We have an advice practice in Melbourne at the moment, and they like to go a little bit differently and personalize everything they do to really relate to what the market's doing and how they feel about the market, importantly. So this particular advisor, Andrew, in Melbourne, is really on a countdown for COVID in terms of the lockdown. So he really introduces that. But Andrew's a real 80s music buff. I get along really well with Andrew because he loves his 80s music, and he relates the markets to an 80s video clip. Now, his main aim, I said, because I asked him, what's your main goal out of this email automation, Andrew? And he goes, client engagement. I want my clients to engage with my newsletters that I send out. That's okay. And what are you passionate about? And he said, we had a conversation. So what he does, and you probably read a little bit, so I won't summarize that too much, but he introduced this video clip, Never Ending Story, because to him and his clients, it's a bit of a never ending story at the moment right now. So that could quite easily be him introducing the news. But here's just simply copied and pasted a YouTube clip there of something he valued that particular month. So that's pretty cool what Andrew's doing. And obviously below that are the TED Talks or the Feedsy stories that come through that, you know, might be relevant to him, that he would like to inform his clients when he sends out that newsletter. So again, really showing his clients that he does care, he knows what's going on, etc. Now, I spoke a little bit about validating the fact that your clients care. I think that's really, really important. And when I've looked around, we're the only business that's actually really automating this part of the process at the moment. And it starts here. So we can automate a email that actually goes out to your clients to say, how are we doing so far? How likely would you be to recommend us to a family member or a friend? And they can, using the NPS technology, rate you between 1 and 10. Now, 9 and 10, if they rate you as that, they're going to be pretty happy clients. And they're going to sort of start to give you really cool feedback as to why they rated you as a 9 or a 10. And when they rate you as a 9 or a 10, they're also asked another question to say, would it be okay if I contacted you to be introduced to that family member or friend? And that's, as we know, how referrals start and how your business can grow. But in terms of the technology, so we've got this little rating system. Now, imagine a happy client rates you as a 9 or a 10 and then give you some really good comments. Where does that go? So that automatically goes on a testimonial wall on your news page. So not only got your latest news here and your main website and categories of all your stories, you've got a beautiful little testimonial page. And you've got pages and pages of happy clients. And you know only too well that when you're at a PD day, you love hearing from other advisors in terms of what they're doing, what they love, what they're passionate about, what's growing their business. Your clients are exactly the same. They love hearing from other happy clients and how you've been able to help them. And this testimonial page not only displays that, but you're able to share any of these stories socially. So you can go into the story, in this case, a testimonial, and share it via Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or just send a one-on-one email to someone. But if I just go back to that page, any of these pages I've just sort of mentioned, you can go into them to share socially if that's what you would like to achieve. But that testimonial wall is really valuable, and I think is a really important way of validating that your clients love you. Hand on heart, you can say that my clients, I'm doing a pretty good job for them. And interestingly, we can also give you an NPS score of your business. At the moment, Feedsy is tracking at 71. If you know what NPS scores are, you can be negative 100 to positive 100. So anything above 1 is doing pretty good. And Harley Davidson are at about 85, I think, Gab, we heard the other day. So very different business, but people love their Harleys as well. So I guess just sort of the last couple of things I want to leave you with, Feedsy does help you amplify that you care with automated communications that educate, empower, and engage. And that's really what we're talking about, is client engagement, but empower you. And we know that you love educating your clients. We know that you love doing that, but you haven't always got time to do it. So we've got very limited time today, and it's very one way in terms of this presentation. So really, I'm going to be, I guess, asking you whether you'd like a conversation over the next few days as to whether you would like a communications review and really a deeper look at ways of how other advisors are using tools to really amplify what they do so well, engage clients, and to educate and empower. Really, that's what we're talking about, to really put your business on a beautiful digital pathway to for the future. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time here, but this is, we give you absolute control over everything, but you've got news and commentary and expert analysis all coming into your Feedsy Center, and it's distributed in beautiful ways. So even though that Feedsy has got so much automation, you remain in control, and I think that's really important. But we can dig a lot deeper into what this is later on when we have more time. And in conclusion, I guess we're just really talking about when you want to engage with clients in less time, we're talking about shareable content, we're talking about news blogs on your website, beautiful ways of getting that out to your clients, in terms of newsletters, birthday messages, review reminders, email campaigns, net promoter scores, testimonial walls, which we've talked about, the calendar integration that Gavin has talked about, and the work sorted integration. Now, every advisor I talk to hates having multiple CRMs. So when CRMs can talk to each other in terms of exporting clients out and importing clients, and there's some real efficiencies there, they love that. And we often talk about the work sorted story in terms of how that can be exported and imported into Feedsy, so you get a really nice transition of client data, because security and client data is paramount, and when systems can talk to each other, it's really, really valuable. But that's really all I have to say today. As I said, I will reach out to see if I can get an understanding of your business in coming days, and hopefully we can talk some more.